I'd like to introduce you to Certified Legal Nurse Consultant, Georgette Peterson. I
Thank you.
just love the energy that you put out, Georgette. I can see why these attorneys are attracted to you. I wanted people to hear what you did because I think how you got one of your first attorney clients is very interesting.
Okay, well, thank you, Vicki, and I've appreciated everything that you've done. I actually have to give credit to my aunt, 89 years old. She was watching the news, and a story came up with an attorney that had 3 OB cases. And I ran into the room. She said, Georgette, this is something you'd be interested in. I ran in, I kind of missed it, and this is where social media comes in. So I had to look up this attorney on LinkedIn, contacted him, and just told him I'm a legal nurse consultant working in labor and delivery, and I might be able to help you with your cases. And he literally, Vicki, just said, okay.
Okay.
So I was a little disappointed. And this is in January of 2013. 9 months later, he emails me again and says, call me. So I called him, and then they said, well, hey, come on in. And so I went in to see him. I thought it was going to be one attorney. There were 6. And I was like, wow.
Was that scary?
Very scary. Very scary, Vicki, but we're nurses. We can
do
do
anything.
anything. And it was really interesting because the interview process was they had an OB strip up on the monitor and just asked me, is this baby dead or alive? And I just said, well, can I put my briefcase down? Look at the strip. Within minutes, literally minutes, I was able to tell them that I was confident that the baby was dead. They argued amongst themselves, well, how do you know, and I told you so. And then they all pointed to me and said, how do you know? And so I, with my L&D experience, like over almost 30 years, I told them why I thought the baby was dead, and they appreciated that. And that's like a meeting started at like 10 o'clock in the morning. By noon, they asked me if I wanted lunch, and I said, well, wait a minute. You taught us, well, what about the contract? Wait a minute. Is this free business or whatever? And so they talked amongst themselves, and you taught us, at that time. It was like, they asked me what my fee was, and I took the deep breath in and said $125 an hour and let it marinate. And I didn't hear anything else, and they all looked amongst each other and said, okay, send us a contract. That first interview, Vicki, lasted till 6 p.m.
Wow.
That night.
They must have been impressed with you.
I guess so, because I'm still with them, and they've kept me loaded with cases.
Fantastic. And your specialty's OB for
Labor
everybody
and
out there
delivery,
who's
OB.
interested in subcontracting and looking for an expert.
Yes.
And a couple of things that really come up for me. First of all, your aunt recruited on some level for you, right?
Yes, she did.
So we should be letting all of our family members, all of our friends, everybody we hang out with in social media know what it is we do. So often, we're hiding this. You have to let everybody know because they're looking out for you, just like your aunt did. That was beautiful. And then the other thing that really comes up for me with you is when they brought you in, 6 lawyers in a room. This is serious. I mean, they knew there was something about you that was important for 6 lawyers to be sitting in the room. But they put you to the test, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
And you passed the test. And I think that's the key. A lot of times when these attorneys are serious, they are going to put you to the test. They're going to grill you. They're going to ask you what you know. So when you walk in, you have to be prepared. You have to be ready. And now they're loading you up with cases.
Yes. Yes.
So congratulations. I'm so happy for you.
Yes. Well, thank you, Vicki. I really appreciate you, and also I think it was Carrie, the educator, she was actually one of my patients, and she was the one who told me I could do this. And taking your course, I know that I can. And we love seeing the checks come in.
All right. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Vicki. Appreciate you.